Good morning everybody, welcome back to another Chart Nerd technical analysis video. Today we are going to be diving into XRP against USD on the monthly time frame. Before I start, this video is not financial advice and is all for educational and entertainment purposes only. Diving into the content here for XRP, I've got this previous pattern that was in for XRP here where we had this ascending level of support from 2013 all the way to 2017, where in February we actually exploded out of key resistance. Okay, so we was in this sort of horizontal triangle stuck between key resistance and support, and we got compressed right into a corner here, and compression generally tends to lead to expansion, and you can see we had this insane rally that led us into the 2018 euphoric highs of XRP that have not been seen since at around $3.30. So it's such a shame that, again, we have had a previous bull market in 2021 where we didn't actually come up to that high, and for obvious reasons, to everything to do with the SEC case and the clarity and all this. But it's quite depressing to see, even with regulatory clarity, the XRP's price action hasn't lived up to the standards that many was expecting it to. But this is crypto, and I feel like a lot of the market is designed to make you feel this way, especially with such... I think it's great tech. I think it's absolutely amazing tech. And to be fair, I'm just a chart guy, so I'm going to leave that all for you guys to do your own research and stop waffling and get on here. But anyways, we had this compression. It led to expansion. But I want to focus on this key period here, where we had a few weeks where we rallied up to the resistance, and we actually dipped quite ferociously here and took out this ascending level of support. So we had this ascending level of support and we deviated away from it quite largely here, and you can see that this wick actually came back down to these key support levels that XRP had back in 2013 and in 2014. And by golly gosh, at this stage, when you've been coiling up in this ascending triangle, this horizontal triangle, and people are saying, we're getting there, the compression's coming, and then you see this. Let's zoom into this and dive in a bit further. I wanted to focus primarily on this wick here and this last little scare that XRP had before 2 weeks after exploding. Having a look, we could see that this candle was... So this weekly candle was quite a large candle. We actually deviated out of support and had a 57% wick drawdown before exploding 2 weeks later. If we fast forward to where we are now, and keep it in mind, that 57% drawdown, look where it brought you back to. It brought us back right down to the range that XRP had been holding of support. So if we fast forward and get a level of support on for us now for XRP, where we've had one... Let's focus on this here too for a second. We've had one major point of contact, two major points of contact. If we go back to the previous accumulative pattern and horizontal triangle, we had 1 point of contact, 2 strong points of contact, 3 points of contact. On the third point, we deviated out of ascending support from the triangle and we wicked down 57%. So let's say we've started something very similar. Fast forward, for instance, again, this is all speculation, but let's just say right now we are somewhere holding this level of support right here for XRP, and we've come up right now and we're holding this support just like we was back here, holding this support, and we actually, after meeting this rejection for a third time, so after the third time, because at once, twice key areas, third time, and we've started to deviate away here, first, second, third time, started deviating away, and we lost this support. If XRP does close below this ascending support, where would a 57% candle similar to this one that occurred just before the explosion bring us? So if we was to have a 57% candle right now, ironically, it would bring us below the ascending triangle support line and back down towards these prices. It would be very, very, I think, fearful for a lot of people if XRP did see something similar happen. And again, a lot of people even look at this differently, and this level of support right now could in fact be from these lows here in 2020. And if you're looking at it like this, even worse so, because I think it gives more confluence to the point if we are going to drop down 50-60%, we are looking to retrace back down to these sort of key areas that XRP was hovering at as support, very similarly to how it was back in 2013 and 14, where we had this final sort of wick down. Could it even potentially come back down to 15 cents, a nasty wick to 15 cents, deviate out of this triangle pattern before exploding? It literally took XRP, I'm not saying history has to repeat, but if they want to flush this market out and they really want to get us scared and do the unexpected, this was completely unexpected. This 57% drawdown from this horizontal triangle, deviated away, was unexpected. Expect the unexpected. This is cryptocurrency. And again, I'm just going off a few data points here and previous chart information and relatively adding it onto current price data. But to me, it just looks suspect. It looks very suspect. Key levels of support, 2 points of contact. Key level of support, 2 points of contact. On the third point, if XRP starts to deviate down, get that support, a few weeks later, boom, out of nowhere, it could just occur. Just very similarly here, deviated out of support, boom, it just broke out. And again, a bit ahead of myself here, but it could literally just be simple support and resistance, and we're mimicking this play. We're literally going to mimic this play, and potentially if we lose this ascending support that XRP has right now, so this ascending support, if XRP loses this and hits its head on it, this I think is where we could see that 57% drawdown and put the fear of blood in people, where again, just like this ascending support was lost here, we had that 57% drawdown, back down to key levels of support, back down to key levels of support, and then a couple of weeks later just exploding out. So I think this is a potential play here for XRP, and it's something we need to keep an eye on. Also, I've got the Gorian channel here that I wanted to look at quickly and just indicate. I've edited this to my own preference, so I've taken out the low band, because you normally have the top band, the mid band, and the low band, but here on the monthly, the low band doesn't have any data points that are relevant to us. So I just wanted to point out a few things here as well. When we are sort of hovering around this mid band, and again putting in that nasty wick, you can see that again when we're around this or under it and putting these wicks in, that every single time has been fruitful so far for XRP around the mid band of the Gorian channel. And right now, for the last few years, you can see we're having this float around, and it wouldn't surprise me again to get this wick, just like we did on under support here from 2020 into 2020. This whole year we was under the mid band. Back here we was above it, but we deviated underneath it before exploding back up, and that was literally for the whole of 15 to 16. So we've spent enough time right now, I think, on the mid band of the Gorian. We could just be looking for that little rollover of deviation, which could be that 57% dip, okay, where you've had again, as I said, let's look at previous bits here again. I get a bit ahead of myself sometimes, sorry. So just focusing on this, we had this accumulation here, we had this accumulation, and right now we've got this accumulation right underneath the mid band. Here was above it, but we deviated below it before exploding, as I said. And you can see that we do get these deviation points around that sort of accumulation, and we do tend to wick out. So again, having a sort of wick out here and this sort of deviation below this accumulation before a spring back doesn't surprise me, and it wouldn't surprise me at all. Even to come back down towards 30 cents and back test this key level of support, because initially we could say that we're just ranging right now and we're stuck between a key level of support and resistance until XRP sort of makes its mind up about which way it wants to break. We're just caught between a range. Very similar to here, we was caught between a range for a little while, didn't know what it wanted to do, eventually broke out. Right here we was caught in a range around the mid band of the Gorian, didn't know what it wanted to do, deviated, broke out. So we're just I think in a very similar pattern here, where we're around the Gorian mid band, deviate and break out. It just seems too obvious to me. But yeah, this middle range of the Gorian normally indicates the key accumulation range before these sort of breakouts do occur. It's just don't try and time the market. Not financial advice, just time in the market. If we do see a massive pullback for XRP back down to key support at around 30 cents, I think it's just load the bags up and get ready. But not financial advice, guys. I hope you enjoyed the content and I didn't get too ahead of myself, man. I get carried away with crypto sometimes. It's crazy. But I hope you enjoyed it. From Chart Nerd TA, take care, guys. Peace out.